Here is the new Dyson v15s Detect Submarine. In this video, we'll take you through all of the products that you get, and there are quite a few. 3 different heads, plus the actual submarine floor. So you may know that there is a Dyson v15 that isn't called submarine, and basically with that, you get all these parts except the main submarine part. So this is the part that is going to mop your floor. So clean water goes in this part, roller at the front, and the dirty water must go in between this middle part here. We'll find out in a minute when we actually test it out. Now, a thing to note with this, it is a motorized head, so this will spin round. However, it's not like these other heads where it sucks up. It's just used to push this motorized roll around. Therefore, it's not gonna suck up much dirt. Just to clarify, by dirt, I just mean solid pieces, not liquid. When we want to use it for dirt, we're going to use one of these heads. When we want to mop the floor, we use this head. But we will try it out a little bit later and see how well it does pick up with just liquid spilt on the floor, cleaning the floor. Right, so let's see how this comes apart. There's an eject button just here. So you just pull that and you can see it all comes apart. To fill the water up, that'll be this section just here. The roller just comes off like that. So it literally just sits in there. And I'm pretty certain this section here is where all the dirty water and any muck on the floor will go. Over here, this looks like the motorized part. When the vacuum's on, that is the bit what's going to actually turn this, which will turn the roller. And for now, we'll put that back together. The next head is this one here. Now this might be the most versatile head. So this will do hard floors and carpet. It's got large bristles, it's got small hard bristles, and this is an anti-tangle comb. So hairs shouldn't get caught up in here. But again, we'll put that to the test later. The next one we'll look at is this one here. So it's similar to the one I've just showed you. It's the Antitangle. It's just a smaller version, so maybe gets into the corners a lot easier. It's got same or similar brushes inside that part, but it looks like it will get into the corners much easier. And lastly, the head that was actually on it is just for hard floors, and it's got a fluffy optic on there. So what that does, it shoots out a green light, and it's supposed to show you the dust and dirt that you can't naturally see with the human eye, so you can detect it a lot better. We'll test that later on as well. Other accessories that you get your standard crevice tool, which I think comes with all the Dysons. So you can just have it like that, or with the brush. You have that crevice tool. You have your dock that just screws onto the wall, and your power supply that you'll feed through the dock. So when you actually dock it, it goes straight onto charge. And then we come to the main vacuum cleaner itself. So this one just works on a trigger, and then you have an LCD screen telling you everything that is going on. There is a button on the back as well. You can press it, it goes to eco mode, medium, and boost mode. When I held that down, it actually tells you how long you've got left of battery power. And it actually tells you some more information, which I'm going to read up about and then get back to you, just so I don't get it wrong. Now, a really good feature that not all Dysons have is that it's got a detachable battery. Your eject button is just there. Say you had 2 batteries, you could keep one on charge. So say you just wanted to keep continually vacuum cleaning, you get yourself an extra battery, have that one on charge. When one dies, you just change it over. Plus, I guess if you didn't want to wall mount it, you could just have the power supply on the floor. If you didn't want the whole vacuum cleaner out, you can just detach the battery and have that charging up. Now to empty this, you've got this lever just here. You empty that straight into your bin. You've got your filter at the back. You just turn it, off it comes. So now I think we should put it to the test. So we're on a hard floor in the shop. So that's why I've got my hard floor head with the fluffy optic. Now the floor isn't particularly dirty. I just wanted to see what it would actually pick up. You can see it has picked up whatever was there. So there's loads of crumbs and dust in there. What I'm going to do now is make it a bit more challenging. So I've got some cereals, some other bits and pieces. We'll sprinkle it on the floor and see how good it can pick it up. So here it goes. We've got some oats, some crunchy nut, Cheerios, and some cake toppings. Cake toppings, easy, all done. Cheerios got most of them, 3 of them got spat out. Yeah, it did the crunchy nut. I just missed one by the looks of it. And same with the oats. That was easy. And you can see it's all stored nicely in the large bin container. So this head is for hard floors only. Let's just see what happens when you put it across the Flotex. Well, to be fair, I think that would cope with that quite well. I'm assuming carpet, because it's higher pile, it wouldn't be able to cope as well. But on there, it just gets a little bit harder to push, but it's absolutely fine. I keep saying that this head is for hard floor only. I'm just going to try it on the carpet, and you can see it does pick up. However, we have the other attachment, which should pick up much better. And it does. And if we just look on the LCD screen, you can change it from auto, eco, and to boost. Boost will dramatically change your runtime. So at the minute that says 11 minutes 47. If I change that to auto, that's now gone to 17 minutes 31. And on eco, 45 minutes 10. Now what I was testing there is just the suction power difference when it's on this flooring compared to the tiles. Have another listen. It seems to change suction power depending what flooring it's on. So now the bit we've been waiting for. Let's fill this up and clean the floor. I'm just going to use some slightly warm water. Okay, I was probably struggling to get this lid on then, and I just realised there's a little notch just in there. It lines up with that tab there. So make sure that sits in there, little click, and then it does up really easily. And then we just line the centerpiece up and slide him in. Let's go. So here we go, it's going to be the first time using this. When I'm pulling the trigger, it's actually trying to move forward. So I don't know if you can see, I'm not actually pushing it. That's doing it itself. Of course I can push it, but that is actually trying to move forward all on its own. It's really, really lightweight. It's just gliding across the floor. Hopefully on the camera it's picking up that everything is getting wet. Right, let's just have a look and see inside. Now I've only used it for a few seconds, so you can see any excess dirty water has gone in there. If the camera will pick it up, there is a pool of water in there. But what we'll do now, we'll put that back together and we'll actually make a mess on the floor and see how well it mops it up. We'll spill some drink. Right, that seems to do an okay job, but you can't really tell because the colour isn't showing up enough. So what I'm going to do now is get some concentrated drink so it actually shows up on the floor and we can see when it's mopped up properly. So let's see how good it clears it up. Okay, well I think we can all agree that that's pretty good. It's gone straight away. So happy with that. Let's try something more challenging. Now maybe I'm being a bit hopeful because from what I've read, it doesn't pick up well actual chunky bits. It's more for liquid. Let's see how it copes with a few beans on the floor. Then we've got your beans. Let's give it a go. Hey, first go, that's not too bad. So what do you think of that? It did push the beans slightly, and when I pulled it back, it did drag some beans back, but it has cleaned all the beans up off the floor, which I didn't actually think it would do. I think it might mush it about a little bit. Let's have a look inside here now. Actually, first, because I've just touched it, let's have a look underneath. Don't mop beans up. And then inside, you can see it's quite messy. Now, why did I actually try and mop up beans? It's not something you would normally do. You would just remove the beans before mopping. I watched another video on an American channel where he used spaghetti hoops on the floor to pick it up, and it seemed to do all right. So I thought, let's do one better and do baked beans. Obviously, it was a bad idea. Now, some coffee. Make it a little bit more challenging. I'll add a few granules as well. So here it goes. I think that handled it quite nicely. Now you probably saw right at the start it was shooting some of the coffee granules out, but going over it a couple of times cleared it all up. What I don't like about this, if you don't keep this level, you'll see, and you've got a lot of stuff in there, it will actually spill. So that's worth noting. Make sure you keep that level before you empty. Right, I'm just going to vacuum up in the kitchen up here, and then we'll use the submarine part to mop it, and then we'll empty the mop and see how dirty it is. This is what the floor looks like without the fluffy optic, and this is what it looks like with the fluffy optic. Now the floor has been vacuumed, we can get the submarine and give it a wash. Right, we've mopped up. Now let's empty the submarine part. All we do is detach it from there, eject from here, and this time for upstairs I did actually put a tiny bit of fairy liquid in, as you can see from the bubbles in the clean water tank. This, as I've already mentioned, is actually not contained. So if I spill it or tip it over, it will spill, which really isn't a good idea. But as long as you know about it, I guess that's fine. So to empty, we'll take the roller off, that just pulls off. We can wash that under the tap in a minute. And to empty all this, we'll just simply tip it out. And then we'll just give it a rinse under the tap. Rinse the roller out. And you can see on this main part, there is bits of dirt and stuff that gets caught under here. I'm assuming we don't want to get this too wet, but I am going to rinse it off quickly and then leave it to dry. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned the LCD screen and that it tells you a lot of information. Now, I'm no expert on that, so I've had to use Google. And I'm going to read a little bit just to tell you exactly what it displays on your LCD screen. So basically, they have designed the v15s Detect to detect microscopic dust that us humans can't see. So it says that different size particles enter the machine and hit the inlet duct. So the piezo sensor listens to these vibrations and electrical signals are sent to the integrated processor. The dust and debris is then captured in the 5-stage separation process. So it then goes on to say that the dust detect algorithm intelligently categorizes and counts the particles in the bin 15,000 times a second. The screen will then show the particle count, which is an accumulation of the dust picked up during a clean. And the bars on the LCD screen represent size examples of debris that could be found in your home. Let's have a closer look so you can see exactly what it is. So hopefully you can see the bit at the bottom just means we've got 31 minutes runtime left, but then you have 4 different colors. You've got yellow, orange, pink, and purple. So the yellow is greater than 10 microns, which is allergens and pollen. The next one, greater than 60 microns, is microscopic dust and skin flakes. Yum. Greater than 180 microns, dust mites and fine sand. So the last one, the purple one, greater than 500 microns is fleas and sugar. So I'm now just going to vacuum on the floor whilst filming this, just so you can see those levels move up and down. I'm now going to see if we can actually get any hair tangled in this anti-tangle comb. I'm assuming we can't, but let's put it to the test. We'll also test out this little guy, since he is anti-tangle as well. So what we'll do, we'll just hoover around the dog crate in the office. And round by the other dog crate. And the dog. Hello, Merlin. Look at all that hair coming out. Oh, good boy. So you can see we've got plenty of hairs actually in here, but is there any stuck to the head? Find out. Not even one. So I'd say that works. Let's try the smaller head. So we've now got that attached. I'm actually going to get the dog over here and stroke him a little bit to get loads and loads of fur off of him. Come on, man. We need all your fluff and your hair for the video, don't we? Yes, we do. Hey? Look at all that. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, you covered me. So there's a few dog hairs sticking statically to the actual plastic of the outside, but not any stuck in here. You can also use this to vacuum your chairs or your sofas. And now to empty all the dust, dirt and hair. As I showed you earlier, it's just this little clip here. I always prefer doing it outside with vacuum cleaners like this so the dust doesn't just go back in your home. There we go, empty. Then just click that back, ready to start again. So that is my review of the Dyson v15s Detect Submarine. I do really like it. I think it has slight limitations with the mop. My main downside, I don't like that it can spill over. I think somehow they should seal that up, and when it gets full there could be a sensor in it, and then it could flash on the back of here, empty the water container. Maybe that'll be on the Submarine too, but apart from that, you can't go wrong with a Dyson 15. It picks up everything you need it to pick it up, and with the fluffy optic, you can see absolutely everything on the floor. Maybe too much, because it kind of makes you feel a little bit dirty seeing all that on the floor. I really love it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have I covered everything you want me to cover? If not, again, let me know and I'll get back to you and maybe even do a personalized video just for you. And if you're not already subscribing, please subscribe.